This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press, here with UFC strawweight Vanessa Little Monster Demopoulos. Vanessa, every time we're in Vegas, we're like the Oscar Willis Dan Hooker of Cageside Press. Every time we see each other, we're talking. I love it. How are you doing this morning?
So far, so amazing. I'm super excited to be here and a part of this self-defense seminar that we're going to be teaching this morning.
Now, I got to say, when I saw your name on this, I was like, okay, fewer women are more qualified from one skilled standpoint, two personality standpoint. I feel like you've got a lot of knowledge to share in your well-traveled life. I mean, how do you feel about just, when you do a seminar like this, you almost want to give them everything, right? Because it's like you want someone that helps them. How do you even decide, hey, this is going to be what I focus on because I feel like this will help them the most?
High quality movements, I feel like, is so important. Unfortunately, I do come from a very extensive background where I feel very qualified to be able to speak to their hearts, having been through so much myself. So I know the things that are very effective. I know the things that maybe might flood their brain a little bit too much. So you just want to keep things simple, very helpful, and something they can remember in a high pressure situation.
Now, I do have to ask, and I bring this up because I know you also addressed it on your IG story. I know you've been through a few things. You have the scar on your stomach that is, fans have probably seen in photos. I mean, I guess when you talk about women's self-defense, I mean, I'd assume you've been in positions, wish you had it, maybe even used it. Can you talk about the importance of knowing even anything at an early age like they are going to be today?
Yeah, I think the number one most important thing is being able to address a situation before it happens. Use your instinct, use your gut. If you feel like you're in trouble, if you feel like something isn't right, more than likely it's not, so address it quickly. Don't let things happen before you start to address it. Get ahead of the situation, remove yourself from the situation, and just try to avoid conflict if necessary.
Now, do you mind if I ask? I think there's going to be people who are like, hey, this is UFC strawweight. She's tough. I've seen her throw down in the cage and all that. Not everyone necessarily has to be at that level. What would be your advice to you don't have to be me, but this can really help you if you're nervous about learning it, nervous that you may not be good at it at first?
Yeah, the best advice I can give you is that I wasn't good at it at first. I wasn't good at anything when it came to fighting until I learned how, and that didn't come without practicing and without being intentional about my growth. So I think that everybody who's coming here today is a little bit more intentional about wanting to do better for themselves in a self-defense aspect, and just continuing to grow that knowledge little by little.
Just how did this happen? Because quite bluntly, I felt like you were very baked in Phoenix.
I was very baked in Phoenix, and it was a very unfortunate situation that I had to leave. The man who owned the gym, unfortunately, was making decisions for us where we either had to fire our management or leave the gym. So it was a really tough decision for me. I was having a lot of success. I love my coaches so very much so. Santino DeFranco really changed my life in a lot of ways. And now I'm opening up a new chapter over in Denver with Factory X, and I'm looking forward to the new adventures in the cage.
Now, can I ask, just on a maybe friendship level, the coaches still great relationship? Do they ever text you any tips and pointers, or is it like business-wise has had to be guys we just can't talk right now?
I don't think that fighting is ever just business. It is a family atmosphere, and that's why we do what we do with who we do it with. And Santino was very close with me before, and we're still very friendly now. We chat sometimes, and it's good. It's very good.
I just wanted that on the record for people who may be curious. The elevation in Denver, how are you handling that? And how much has that helped? Because apart from good training, I have to feel like, hey, my cardio is going to be amazing when I get in there.
Yeah, the first week in Denver was a struggle, legitimately. But then after we got acclimated to the first week out there, I feel like everything's been easy sailing. And I do feel a lot more confident in my cardio now than I ever have before. And I was already a cardio monster prior.
Two final ones. Karolina Kovalkiewicz, May 20th. I mean, former title challenger. This is not a little fight. This is definitely, I know she's, more on the tail end, but this is still a big step up. What are your thoughts on the matchup and what we'll see out there?
I'm very much so looking forward to this fight. I'm very confident being able to have an opportunity like this to step up. I feel like I've been screaming from the mountaintops that I am ready for these types of opportunities. So I look forward to showcasing that in the cage on May 20th.
Have they told you there's full arena fans? Tell me they've told you, Vanessa, you're going to have a crowd again. Let's get it.
No, they haven't told me anything. I do know that it's a fight night, unfortunately. Very fortunately, not unfortunately. It's a fight night, but I do love the fans. So I am hoping it's going to be a destination fight. I understand that they do a lot at the Apex still, and I'm very grateful just to step in the cage in general. But man, I want to be in front of the fans.
I think they're going to go crazy, especially after the year you've had. Looking forward to it. Best of luck. Have a great seminar tonight.